Byrnes, but the camera's not pointed at me. Got these paintings here. Watch it, paint there. Alright, get that bottom there. Paintings there. Here's one of my latest creations. For all you people out there in YouTube land. Got that one there, and got this one here. I have no names for these paintings, I just paint them. And today I'll be reading from my third chapbook, Handle with Care. That was published in, so I'll put my glasses on, I'll be able to tell you. And I gotta watch this stuff here. This was published in 1989, a little while ago, and it's got a little special thanks to Colleen Black and my good friend Leonard Greco, and it's dedicated with love to the memory of a teacher, Tracy Cogswell. And the first poem I'll read is called Escape Artists. She called me twice, wanted me to help her escape from a drug rehab. I told her I couldn't do that, the law and all. She kept calling anyway, like I was some kind of hero who'd go and rescue her. The fact is, we had run our string out before she was committed. I didn't know she was that crazy. How could I, when most of my thoughts are always on my impending suicide? We're both escape artists, longing for escape from the rejection we've always had to face. Now that I've rejected her, I know she understands. Our kind always does. And this is called On Vacation. Near a lake, upstate New York at night, with no TV, reading on the road for the pleasure of Jack's art and the disasters that await him and Neil at every curve on the highway. I try to leave whatever I am behind for a few days. The lake offers no comfort, and under the stars I feel the tug of hope my grave will offer. Rest. Jack died in St. Petersburg. Neil died in Mexico. One trip too many. I listen to bullfrogs croak in a language I don't understand, and I think of the woman who called me before I left for this trip to seek some peace from the wounds inflicted by my inability to communicate the words, I love you, I need you. It's late, much later in life than I ever knew. Of course, at the time I didn't know I was going to live to 2014. I'll find a little poem here. I have an old poem for Elvis. This is called I Looked for Elvis. I looked for Elvis on the sidewalks today. I stopped a guy who was half drunk and asked, "You seen Elvis? Man, where you at? Where you been? Elvis is dead." Somehow I couldn't see that statement being true. I continued looking for Elvis. He wasn't in the pizza place. No, he wasn't in the Greek place. No, he wasn't in the alleyway. Hey Elvis, where the hell are you? I stopped in a record store. I listened to music I didn't understand. It was too loud and full of hate. No, Elvis wasn't here, that was for sure. I asked the cop standing near a payphone, "Officer, you seen Elvis anywhere?" The cop said if I asked him that again, he'd run me in. All I needed was a song, one about love, like the kind Elvis sang. All I needed was a simple song, sang from the heart, like the way Elvis sang. I looked for Elvis today. No one seems to know where he is or where he's gone to. Yeah, I like that. Good old Elvis. This is called Rambling Poem on a May Morning. Should have gotten out of bed and wrote these lines last night. Should do a lot. Like back in high school, me and my buddy Joey read Lenny Bruce's autobiography at ages 14 and 15, respectfully. Let me start that over again. Rambling Poem on a May Morning. Should have gotten out of bed and wrote these lines last night. Should do a lot. Like back in high school, me and my buddy Joey read Lenny Bruce's autobiography at ages 14 and 15, respectively. We understood what Lenny was saying. There were all kinds of cool cats, drinking wine, smoking pot, listening to Hendrix, wearing bell-bottoms. Today we have watered-down, skim milk social commentary of limousine liberal millionaire Alan Alda. People now ask Arlo Guthrie, when did the dream die? Arlo doesn't answer that question. He's had to dust off Alice's restaurant and tie a massacre to sing for life again. Well-worn jean jackets can still be seen among bland powder blue suits and ties. At old age White House retirement home, snoring our way into nuclear ward. Great B movie star, make-believe man, nobody gets up and goes home after the bombs explode. No films at 11. And remember, just once, 1 million or maybe more young people came together to sing for peace, to try to stop a war. That spirit, bound for a while, smiles and knows and waits. Here's one. 3 Dreams, November 14th, 1982. Twisting and turning between bed sheets, I enter the cool world, syringe loaded to inject sweet white milk honey into my veins, spreading sensation of warmth. Ocean submerging warmth, deeper and deeper. Toes tingling, dying, I'm dying. In my pillow, she's in her living room. Ramona, 12 years since high school. Ramona, baby face, beautiful. Go away with me. Go away and be young forever. She says she must stay. I try to touch her. Her children are calling. In the darkness, like the movie theater, I wash windows on his beach house, trying to repay a debt to all victims of the Holocaust. Soapy splashing windows, step ladder high. He tells me to be decent. I tell him I'm afraid. Berryman's jumped off a bridge. His last book is under my bed. He says, just be you, Byrnes. For Christ's sakes, understand, just be you. This is called Teddy. This is the first poem I ever wrote about a little fella that lived across the street from me. Teddy. I'd come home from a 2-bit job. You'd see me from across the street and waddle over to me. Sitting on a front porch in a t-shirt with the warm August winds blowing, I'd hold you in my lap. I would tell you about box turtles and ponds in springtime when it was still green. I'd tell you about Stan the Man or Emil Griffith. And then you would smile and melt the coldness that surrounded my heart. Sometimes I would hug you, because I knew that as you grew up, you'd be hurt and I wouldn't be there to hold you in my lap. Then the moving van came and it took you away. I dreamed of having my own son someday. Want another one here? This is called At the Madison Square Garden Rodeo for Jeff McLeod. The cowboys bounce up and down, herky-jerky on bucking broncos. There's no computer in the world that can match the courage of these modern-day lunatics, trying to live in a bygone era when men weren't plugged into a wall and expected to perform well. How about one more here? This is called Don't Look for the Poem. With her face the complexion of soggy pancake batter, she was telling me how her brother choked on a sandwich during a heroin high, just long enough to make him brain dead, just long enough to live on a life support system for 5 days, until the doctors, with the family's permission, pulled the plug. He was only 29, she said. I let her talk. The world lacks words to another's grief after the death of a brother. This is where I find my poetry, in a deli, at the corner table, where she came looking for me. She said she knew I would understand. I put my hand under her chin, rubbed it lightly, and said nothing to this woman who has been my friend for so long. She left and I went back to work, lifting heavy boxes with a heart that has been beating for 35 years. 6 more years than I should have had coming to me. That's read from, and I can give you a little read from one of the blurbs here from Lucian Strike. In this new stirring collection, Fred Byrnes continues to side with those who must need our attention and love, the sort who may not read poems but who should fill them. He is rare, virtually unexplored territory, and he deserves our gratitude for sharing it with us. That's it.